Hey y'all, so as you can see today we are going to be working with chicken. This is not a vintage recipe. This is not a part of the Lost Cookbook show. This is a recipe Steve sent me because he wanted me to try. It's a copycat recipe. You know I do a lot of copycat recipes too. This is a Chick-fil-A chicken tender copycat recipe, I believe. I'll look at the exact title. But I don't have chicken tenders. I have 2 chicken breasts, so we're going to cut these into strips. Basically, chicken tenders or chicken strips. So, and I've got a bowl here. I'm going to stick it in. I don't know if I've shown y'all these cutting mats. These have come in pretty handy. I got these at Walmart. And there's a cutting mat for everything. There's one for beef, there's one for veggies, there's one for fruits. I'm trying to decide if I should cut that a little more or just leave it. I'm just going to leave them. I'll put a link in the video description if you want to check them out. They didn't cost much. And I should have cut these before they thawed out because they're easier to cut when they're frozen or slightly frozen. But we got it. I've got this KitchenAid meat cleaver that'll cut through about everything. So 2 chicken breasts makes about 7 to 8 chicken tenders. Okay, the next step is you're going to pour in 1 cup of pickle juice, dill pickle juice. I had to drain my dill pickles to get this juice. But I think I'll save my dill pickle juice from now on because you never know, it may be good. If this is good, I'm going to save it because it may be good to like marinate meats. And I love my pickles. I think dill pickle juice smells so good. So we're going to get it covered. I'm going to put some plastic wrap over it and stick it in the fridge for 1 hour. Okay, I've drained the pickle juice off the chicken. In another bowl, I'm going to whisk 1 egg and 1 cup of milk. I have a skillet on the stove, about halfway full of oil, a little over half, that's heating up. We want to heat it up to about 360, 365 degrees. Next, we're going to take a Ziploc bag. We're going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And for our little spices here, we have a teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of confectioner's sugar. Typically, I would add a little cornstarch because cornstarch makes it a little crispier. But I'm just going to go by this recipe, see how it turns out like this. If it's not as crispy as I like it, we will add cornstarch next time. You're just going to shake everything up in the bag. I'm going to fold the sides down on my Ziploc bag. And I'm going to drain the chicken. Throw it in here. I'm going to do 3 strips at a time. Don't want to overcrowd it. I'm going to zip this up. Shake it around. You're going to place these on a plate until we're ready to fry them. Once that oil's hot enough, we'll put these in. You don't want to put it in the oil if the oil's not heated up enough. Okay, I've got them all breaded, so we're going to go over to the stove. Let me move you over there. We're up to 358. I'm going to go ahead and drop some in. I went ahead and cut those really long ones in half. That way they're all about the same length. And this is probably going to be 2 batches. Alright, that's the first batch. We're going to let them fry until they're golden brown. Cook probably between 5 and 7 or 8 minutes. When they start getting golden brown, that's when you can check their internal temperature. They need to be 165 degrees to be completely done. Okay, I'm going to flip them. Now some of these smaller ones, they'll get done quicker. It's been about 4 minutes. I think these small ones are done. I'm going to remove them. That's what they look like. I don't want to cook them too much and dry them out. This thick one here, it'll take a little longer, and this one will take a little longer. And you also have to wait for your oil to heat back up. Like it's on 304 right now, so before you add more chicken, you want to make sure it's at least at 350. I like to get it right up at 360. Okay, it's up to 175, so it's done. If you buy chicken tenders already cut up, they're usually a lot closer to the same size. Now, this batch that I just did, I have on a cast iron griddle back here. I'm sticking it in my heated oven to keep it hot while I do the next batch. I've preheated my oven on 350, turned it off, and it's going to stay warm. We're back up to 358, so I'm going to go with that again. These are a little thicker than the last batch. So they're probably going to have to cook about 6-7 minutes. Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, y'all. This is what they look like. I'm going to add some French fries to it, and we will go give them a taste test. I'm going to post the recipe link in the video description because this isn't my recipe. This came off of a website that Steve had sent me to do a review of a copycat Chick-fil-A chicken tender recipe. So, what do you think?
It's good.
I don't think I've ever had Chick-fil-A chicken tenders. I didn't know they had chicken tenders.
Yeah, I've had them. But they all taste like Chick-fil-A chicken. And this kind of does. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to mistake this for Chick-fil-A, but it's got this has a good flavor to it. It's got a little bit of a spiciness to it.
That's a cayenne pepper.
Yeah. I like it.
It's good, but it's not Chick-fil-A.
No.
I like my crust, my breading better on
Yeah.
my chicken
Definitely.
tenders. But I always put cornstarch in my breading. And this recipe didn't call for cornstarch, so I knew the breading would be kind of soft. It wouldn't be as crunchy. But it's still good. It's a good chicken tender. It's just, it doesn't taste like Chick-fil-A in my opinion.
No. The texture of the is good. It's closer to a texture of KFC without being completely greasy.
Okay. Okay, does it get any thumbs or anything?
Oh yeah, it's 2 thumbs up and drool worthy. It's just, I had to get over the expecting the Chick-fil-A flavor, and it's not, but I love the spiciness. I love the, you know, chicken's chicken. But the breading has a real good flavor. It's got a good texture to it. It's not fair to compare it to your chicken because, like you say, it's different.
Yeah. It's
but
good.
It's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real good. I love the little bit of kick I'm getting with that cayenne.
Yeah, it had 2 teaspoons of cayenne in it. So.
Yeah, it's got a real good flavor to it.
Okay. Thank you for your review.
You're welcome.
We'll try another recipe later to see if we can get that Chick-fil-A flavor in the next one. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.